People to be in front of camera, but I just want to say
now this one they make me come outside every day. Anytime when they call me, I will rush come outside. We no get holiday.
our holiday is part of our daily routine and we've embraced it.
I must say the work is challenging, engaging and interesting.
We are all families here at VOP and with the technical crew.
For us, it's another day on the job.
But it's tough being away from family.
But the lighter part of it is that after the work,
We stay connected with video calls and messages. Merry Christmas.
On behalf of the technical crew, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, and here we are, job continues.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy. In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People Television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react, understand.
Behind every broken deck lies a broken promise. Education shapes the nations. But who is asking the right questions? Introducing Edu Dialogue, the show that goes beyond the surface, exposes the cracks, the corruption, and the silence in Nigeria's education system. Edu Dialogue, Saturdays, 3 p.m., only on VOP TV. We break the biggest stories, from missing funds to policy failures. We ask the tough questions and demand real answers. Edu Dialogue, this Saturday, 3 p.m. on Voice of the People Television.
Welcome to the locker room, the home of football talk that matters. I am Jerry Arpeon. Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, as we share the hot takes and hot debates in the exciting world of football. And joining me are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Mayowa, as we break down all the hot takes and everything that's happening in the football. Don't just watch football, live it with us. Catch us on the locker room and Voice of the People Television at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And like I always say, if not going to the talk, please the sport.
In a world where power shifts with every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
This is African News on Voice of the People Television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeats, the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. African News on Voice of the People Television. Stay with us.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
This is African News on Voice of the People Television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeats, the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. African News on Voice of the People Television. Stay with us.
Well, hello and welcome to News Hour on Voice of the People TV. I am Vivian Oguche.
And I am Nenna Ndomdioto. Before we begin the news, kindly visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Here are the headlines. Kiribati leads the world into 2026.
Also, Speaker calls for hope, unity among Nigerians.
Atiku labels Tinubu incompetent and cites policy failures.
Court rejects bid to stop new tax regime.
Falana urges federal governments to reserve third relegation before implementing tax laws.
And Obi leaves Labour Party for ADC.
On the foreign scene, European Union diplomats reject Russian claims of Ukraine attacks.
Well, in business news, Nigerian stock market surges 51.19% in 2025.
In sport, Osimhen trailed to lead Super Eagles against Uganda.
The world of entertainment, Ashake appeals to Ghana president over fan who fired gun at concert.
Now the news and details. The Pacific island nation of Kiribati is ushered in 2026, becoming the first country in the world to celebrate the new year as clocks struck midnight in its Line Islands. New Year celebrations are set to roll across the globe over the coming hours, beginning in Oceania and moving through Asia, the Middle East, Europe, Africa, and finally the Americas. China, Malaysia, and the Philippines have already welcomed 2026 with colorful displays of lights, drums, and fireworks as millions across Asia marked the occasion. Nigeria, along with several other countries, will celebrate later, with churches expecting large crowds for crossover services and fireworks lighting up the skies in many cities.
Meanwhile, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, has urged Nigerians to remain positive and hopeful as they usher in 2026. In his New Year message released by his Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Musa Krishi, Abbas called on citizens to face the year with optimism and continue working together for national unity and progress. Reflecting on 2025, he acknowledged the challenges of the year, but noted, gains in governance and national security, particularly in the fight against terrorism and banditry. The Speaker appealed to Nigerians to strengthen national cohesion and peace building across all faiths, regions, and political divides. He also reaffirmed the commitment of the 10th House of Representatives to people-oriented legislation aimed at economic stability, inclusiveness, and the security and welfare of Nigerians.
In the meantime, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has described President Bola Tinubu as incompetent in his New Year message to Nigerians. In a statement, Abubakar called 2025 one of the most punishing years in recent history, citing economic hardship, political recklessness, and leadership without empathy. He criticized the government for urgent sacrifices from Nigerians while leaders live extravagantly, warning that small businesses are collapsing and workers are losing jobs. Abubakar also dismissed the government's anti-corruption efforts as selective and politically motivated.
Now, While 2025 was widely seen as a turbulent year for the economy and security, many Nigerians are still counting their blessings. Our correspondent Sochima Promise spoke with the residents in Oka, Anambra State, who shared a mix of hopes and frustrations. Take a listen.
We'll bring you that report now, subsequently in this bulletin. In another development, an FCT High Court has refused to halt the January 1, 2026 start of Nigeria's new tax regime endorsed by President Bola Tinubu. The suit was filed by the Incorporated Trustees of African Initiative for Abuse of Public Trust, seeking to block implementation over alleged discrepancies in the tax laws. In his ruling, Justice Kawu Bello noted that an ex parte application cannot stop the enforcement of an act already passed and gazetted, adding that only lawmakers can strike down specific sections.
In a related development, human rights lawyer and senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, says the new tax laws cannot take effect until controversies over their legitimacy are resolved. Falana spoke with journalists in his hometown of Ekiti State, citing allegations that some provisions were inserted into the bills without legislative approval. He said the federal government should have addressed the issue before the end of 2025 and made clean copies of the laws available ahead of their planned commencement on the 1st of January 2026. The tax laws signed by President Bola Tinubu on the 26th of June 2025 are part of the government's economic reform program and are scheduled to take effect from the 1st of January 2026. However, Falana insisted the laws cannot be implemented until all legitimacy concerns are settled, adding that the government must be prepared to justify the taxes imposed on Nigerians. He also warned that he may take legal action over what he described as discriminatory tax exemptions for some companies.
We now move on to politics, where the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has officially defected to the African Democratic Congress, ADC. Obi announced his defection on Wednesday at an event held at the Nike Lake Resort in Enugu. The former Anambra State governor said the move ahead of the 2027 elections is aimed at transforming and rescuing Nigeria. He also called on opposition leaders to unite under the leadership of the ADC national chairman, former Senate President David Mark, to rescue the country. Dignitaries at the event include David Mark, former Sokoto State Governor, Aminu Tambuwal, former Southeast governors, serving and former senators, members of the House of Representatives, and other political leaders. In a related development, Abia South Senator Enyinaya Baribe dumped the All Progressive Grand Alliance for the African Democratic Congress. Baribe made the announcement in Enugu shortly after Peter Obi formally joined the ADC in Enugu.
Meanwhile, the Julius Abure-led National Working Committee of the Labour Party has described the defection of its 2023 presidential candidate, Peter Obi, to the African Democratic Congress, ADC, as a liberation for the party. In a statement issued in Abuja, the party's National Publicity Secretary, Obiora Ifo, said the Labour Party regretted fielding Obi as its flag bearer in the last general election. The party said Obi's exit merely formalized a political separation that had occurred months earlier amid its prolonged leadership crisis. It also accused Obi and the Abia State governor of sponsoring actions aimed at destabilizing the party and unseating its current leadership.
And now to security matters. The Defense Headquarters says terrorists dislodged from their enclaves in Sokoto State following recent airstrikes are now fleeing and attempting to infiltrate other communities in the northwest. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Michael Onoja, disclosed this while briefing journalists at the end-of-year media briefing in Abuja. He said intelligence reports indicates the terrorists targeted during a joint Nigeria-United States air operation are on the move and may be seeking refuge in neighboring communities. According to him, the military has intensified surveillance and operations to track their movement and prevent regrouping. The midnight airstrikes carried out on Christmas in collaboration with U.S. Africa Command targeted the Lakurawa Group, an ISIS-linked terror cell operating in parts of Sokoto and Kebbi states. Authorities confirmed the operation was successful, with several terrorists neutralized and no harm to civilians, but warned the surviving fighters are now dispersing. Major General Onoja urged residents to remain vigilant and report any suspicious movement to security agencies.
While still talking security, the Nigerian Air Force says it recorded one of its most successful operational years in 2025, neutralizing 2,351 terrorists through 274 air interdiction missions flown in 379 combat sorties across multiple theaters. In a statement in Abuja, the Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Himen Ejodame, said the missions targeted terrorist strongholds, logistics hubs, training camps, and key mobility corridors. He added that the figures do not include hundreds of other air operations such as intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, close air support, and armed reconnaissance. According to him, the air interdiction missions alone launched about 800 flight hours, highlighting the Air Force's sustained operational reach and dominance.
Moving on, a suspected Boko Haram member arrested in connection with a Christmas Eve mosque bombing in Maiduguri, Borno State, has claimed he was paid about 100,000 naira to carry out the attack. 5 people were killed and 32 others injured when a seaside bomber detonated an improvised explosive device inside a mosque at Gambaru Market. The suspect, Ibrahim Mohammed, one of 2 arrested by the army, said he was sent by his leaders identified as Adamu and Abubakar. According to counter-insurgency platform Zagazola Makama, Mohammed said the operation was directed by Boko Haram commanders operating between Adamawa State and the Mandara Mountains. He also claimed he returned to the scene posing as a first responder and later moved to Yobe State for further assignment, receiving between 70 and 100,000 naira per mission. Mohammed said he belonged to a larger terror cell linked to extremist factions operating across the northeast.
Now, away from that report now, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arraigned Bauchi State Commissioner for Finance, Yakubu Adamu, and 3 others before the Federal High Court in Abuja. They face a 10-count charge, including conspiracy, conversion of public funds, and alleged terrorism financing. The defendants pleaded not guilty, and the prosecution requested a trial date. Lawyers for the accused said separate bail applications had been filed. Justice Emeka Nwite adjourned the matter to the 5th of January 2026 for ruling on bail, remanding the defendants at Kuje Correctional Center.
We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll bring you more stories. So stay with us.
It's a season of love, a season of joy, a season to celebrate you because you deserve it. From all of us at Voice of the People TV, we only want to wish you a very merry, happy Christmas and a prosperous new year ahead.
We are here with the leadership of VOP Television Lagos. We do appreciate this opportunity to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to our viewers all over the world and admirers. Cheers. Ẹ̀yin tèmi ní Nàìjíríà lókè òkun, mò ń kí yín fún Kérésìmesì ọdún yìí á yabo fún wa o. Gbogbo àlàrí bá ti ṣe tààrọ̀ náà gbégbá o. I wish my fans all over the world, in Europe, America, Australia, everywhere, a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Catch ya next year.
As the year comes to an end, we want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for your hard work, dedication, and the positive vibe you bring to Voice of the People every day. From all of us on the HR, we would like to say Merry Christmas, a happy, prosperous, and healthy New Year. Thank you.
This is to wish you a wonderful, spirit-filled, and Merry Christmas from Matthew Ugunswada.
This year has been so amazing with you in it. And that's why we're saying from Voice of the People TV, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And we love you.
You've been wonderful all through the year. And this is from us, Voice of the People Television, saying Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year to you all. See you at the top.
Uyi Osarite is my name. I am a friend of the microphone. I talk and get paid, and I look forward to being in your studios. Voice of the People TV. That name is unique, and the brand is very sweet. I like the packaging, picture qualities, camera qualities, and then of course, the quality of human beings that I see sometimes on your channel. I'll be like, well, this TV station will go places. Voice of the People TV.
Oh yes, you are on to Voice of the People TV. Live here in Benin City, the cradle of black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro.
Hey guys, what's up? How you all doing? They call me Ovisha Nelson One, your #1 celebrity host, and you are watching Voice of the People Television, VOP. Stay tuned.
This is African News on Voice of the People Television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeats, the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. African News on Voice of the People Television. Stay with us.
On Edu Dialogue, we bring you fresh ideas and conversations, shaping the future of learning in Nigeria and beyond.
Welcome back, everyone. Now, the Obaseki Council in Edo State has condemned the mob attack and public humiliation of Don Pedro Obaseki in Benin City on the 28th of December. The council described the incident as a disturbing act of lawlessness that threatens public order and undermines respect for traditional institutions. Our correspondent, Rhoda Johnny, has details.
in Edo State has condemned the mob violence and public humiliation allegedly meted out to Don Pedro Lobasiki in Benin City on December 28, describing the incident as disturbing and unacceptable. The council said the attack was carried out by suspected individuals who are neither palace functionaries nor agents of the state, noting that videos of the incident circulating online portrays acts they described as despicable and savage. The council stressed that Don Pedro Lobasiki remains respectful of the revered position of the Oba of Benin and the palace as a symbol of unity, discipline and cultural values for the Benin people.
No father, mother, brother, sister, or person of good conscience can witness such sordid humiliation of a son of Benin, a respected professional, cultural ambassador, a member of a frontline noble family, without being proudly shaken. The Obaseki Council wishes to state categorically that it is not political nor partisan. Our family has always been robust enough to accommodate diverse political views and personal conviction, provided they are exercised with civility, respect for others, and strict adherence to the law. On this count, Dr. Don Pedro Agmonifo Obaseki has conducted himself honorably, and we found no justification whatsoever for the violence visited upon him. The Obaseki Council is deeply mindful of the exalted position of the Palace of the Oba of Benin as a unifying force and role model for all Benin people. The Obaseki Council is in absolute support of Dr. Don Pedro Agmonifo Obaseki's action to seek full legal redress and recompense on this matter in order to stamp the rule of law over jungle justice. We are confident that the law enforcement authority will take up this matter to its logical conclusion.
He therefore called for lawful and impartial investigation into the incident, urging relevant authorities to ensure that anyone found culpable is held accountable in order to uphold the rule of law and end acts of jungle justice. In Benin, Brother Jamil, VOP TV News.
Thank you very much, Rhoda. At least 6 passengers have been confirmed dead, while 4 others were rescued following a boat mishap along the Niger Dock axis of the Igbologun Water Channel in Lagos. The Lagos State Waterways Authority and the National Inland Waterways Authority confirmed the incident in a joint statement, saying the boat was en route from Ilashe Beach House at the time. They said search and rescue teams were immediately deployed, working alongside the Marine Police and other first responders. Preliminary findings suggest the boat may have collided with a submerged object, though investigations are ongoing. The authorities expressed condolences to the families of the victims and assured the public of their continued commitment to safety on Lagos inland waterways.
Well, coming up next, the foreign, business, sports and entertainment stories after this break. Stay with us.
Welcome to the locker room, the home of football talk that matters. I am Jerry Arpillon. Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, as we share the hot takes and hot debates in the exciting world of football. And joining me are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Mayowa, as we break down all the hot takes and everything that's happening in the football. Don't just watch football, live it with us. Catch us on the locker room and Voice of the People television at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And like I always say, if not going to the talk, please the sport.
And it's Hakim Ziyech who puts the Atlas.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice. In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People Television. Don't just react, understand.
Glad to have you back. On the foreign scene, European Union High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Kaja Kallas, has dismissed Moscow's claims that Ukraine targeted Russian government sites as a deliberate distraction aimed at derailing the peace process. Her comments follow Kremlin allegations that Ukraine attempted a drone strike in one of President Vladimir Putin's residences on Lake Valdai. Moscow initially offered no proof, but the Russian army later released a map and video showing a downed drone, claiming it was a Ukrainian Chaklun drone launched from Sumy and Chernihiv regions.
Well, still on foreign stories, Israel plans to revoke the licenses of 37 international NGOs operating in Gaza and the occupied West Bank for failing to meet new registration requirements. Among the affected agencies are Action Aid, International Rescue Committee, Médecins Sans Frontières, and the Norwegian Refugee Council. Licenses will be suspended on January 1, with operations ending within 60 days. Israel cited incomplete staff information as a key issue, while the NGOs warned that this could put them at risk. The move has been condemned by 10 countries, including the UK, France, Canada, and Japan, who said any restriction on these aid groups is unacceptable and would severely impact access to essential services in Gaza.
Elsewhere, Finnish police have detained a cargo vessel suspected of damaging an undersea telecoms cable connecting Helsinki and Estonia across the Gulf of Finland. The ship Fitzburg, flying the flag of St. Vincent and Grenadines and en route from St. Petersburg to Haifa, Israel, had all 14 crew members arrested. The cable, owned by Finnish operator Elisa, was damaged, but its services remain unaffected and have been rerouted. Police are investigating possible aggravated disruption of telecommunications and aggravated sabotage with crew members from Russia, Georgia, Kazakhstan, and Azerbaijan.
While in business news, the Nigerian stock market closed 2025 on a high, delivering a 51.19% full-year return, its strongest performance in 18 years. The all-share index rose 0.37% on the final trading day, bringing December's gain to 8.43% and pushing market capitalization to 99.3 trillion naira. The second half of the year was especially strong, up 29.7%, with July the best performing month at 16.57%. Sectorial performances was broad-based, led by consumer goods with a 129.57% return, followed by insurance at 65.64% and industrial goods at 58.91%. Banking returned 39.77%, while oil and gas was the only sector in negative territory, down 1.54%. Overall, standout stocks and strong sectorial contributions drove the market's impressive 2025 performance.
Still in business, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has remitted 12.117 trillion naira in statutory payment to the federal government between January and October 2025, according to its November monthly report summary. The company posted a profit after tax of 502 billion naira in November, up from 447 billion naira in October, reflecting improved market conditions. November revenue alone stood at 4.358 trillion naira, showing sustained earnings momentum despite minor production fluctuations. NNPC's performance comes as Nigeria advances efforts to boost energy security and government revenue, with key maintenance and gas infrastructure projects progressing steadily.
Well, in sports news, Victor Osimhen has expressed his excitement after captaining the Super Eagles in their 3-1 win over Uganda's Cranes. The Galatasaray striker led the team for the first time following his recent appointment as vice captain. In a post-match interview, Osimhen described the experience as a dream come true, leading the 3-time African champions.
We now move on to entertainment. Nigerian Afrobeat star Asake recently met with Ghanaian President John Mahama during his visit to Ghana, where he headlined the first day of the 2025 Afro-Future Ghana Festival at Elwak Stadium in Accra. In a widely shared video, Asake, born Ahmed Ololade, is seen greeting Mahama alongside his team, with actor John Dumelo and businessman Ibrahima Mahama also present. During the introduction, Mahama asked if Asake was the reason a fan fired a gun during the December in GH concert on December 28th. Upon confirmation, Mahama remarked, and he ended up in trouble, prompting laughter. Asake expressed remorse for the incident and appealed for clemency on behalf of the suspect, who was arrested for unlawful possession and discharge of a firearm at a public event.
Well, elsewhere in the world of entertainment, Hollywood actor Mel Gibson and Rosalind Ross have ended their 9-year relationship, according to a statement from Gibson's legal team. The group said their separation occurred nearly 1 year ago, but they had kept it private. They emphasized their commitment to co-parenting their 8-year-old son, Lars. Gibson and Ross began dating in 2014 and share one child, but were never formally married. Gibson was previously married to Robin Moore from 1980 to 2011, with whom he has 7 children and also has a 16-year-old daughter with former partner Oksana Grigorieva. Well, that wraps it up for us in News Hub. But before we go, a quick look at the headlines. Kiribati leads the world into 2026.
Speaker calls for hope, unity among Nigerians.
Atiku labels Tinubu incompetent and cites policy failures.
Court rejects bid to stop new tax regime.
Also, Falana urges federal government to resolve forgery allegation before implementing tax laws.
Obi leaves Labour Party for ADC.
On the foreign scene, we told you that EU diplomat rejects Russian claims of Ukraine attacks.
In business, Nigerian stock market surges 51.19% in 2025.
Well, in sports news, Osimhen thrilled to lead Super Eagles against Uganda.
And in the world of entertainment, Asake appeals to Ghana president over fan who fired gun at concert. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel on YouTube. We are Voice of the People TV, and on other social media platforms, we are at VOP TV Live. If you witness news happening near you, we want to hear from you. Send your eyewitness report, event coverage request, photos or videos directly via WhatsApp to 0814 606 4057. Can also reach our newsroom by email at news@vop.ng. I am Nenna Ndomdioto.
And I am Vivian Oguche. Thank you for watching.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I. From social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We bring in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
The 2564 is coming up on Barney Dine, right?
The 2564 Atlantic Tower.
What happens in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded before they even ever had wings? If you've ever buckled a seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that tiny window and wondered who's really in control of the skies, it isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. Aviation Scope, every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Voice of the People TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation Scope, the sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
Whether you've been with us through the ups and downs or just joined us for this festive season,
take a moment to cherish the moments you've made and look forward to making new ones on the horizon.
May this new year bring you everything good, everything prosperous.
As we bid farewell to the old year and welcome you to the new year,
may your heart be filled with joy and your home with laughter. And of course, may your spirit be filled with hope.
We'll be